That takes a second. There we go. I'm surprised. They must have done something with their servers. It's so much faster now. Yay! Woohoo! Hey everyone! Happy Monday, which I just realized all Monday that it is Monday. Horrible day. Whose idea was it to do this on a Monday? Not mine, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
I think it was your idea.
Man, can someone stop me from my dumb ideas sometimes? Maybe. Please, thank you very much. Hey, everyone. Okay, ramble over. Maybe.
We're off to a start.
Yes. We are super excited to talk with you today, to tell you about something really, really exciting that we've been secretly kind of cooking up for a couple of weeks now. And we feel ready to share it with the world now. Before we dive into too much detail, yeah, exactly, Chaz. We'll see what it is all about. By the way, before I forget it, totally an ad because I just saw it. Chaz's books, two books, both are going to be on sale between December 18 and December 25 in US and UK Amazon. So quick plug here, not sponsored. This is, again, how this is going to go. I think that is the Josh factor of this whole situation. It's just all over the place. Yes.
Say what? Say, I'm very on track. I stay on track. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my goodness.
There's a track.
There is a track. What? We're running now? What is going on? Before we talk about what we are actually going to talk about, thingy magic. Josh, Edward, do you want to say hello real quick?
Hello?
How's it going?
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, so I am Josh Marty Overbooked. I do reviews and talk to authors and talk nonsense on the channel. I think been doing this for a little over a year, about 13 months now. Is that
little over a year? Why did we not have a 1-year anniversary? Where was your 1-year anniversary? Did you have one? Why was there no live stream? Why was I not invited to the non-existing live stream?
I did not do a live stream. I did not. I just I think I put out a video like 1 year top. Yeah, I did top books that I read since being on BookTube. And that was kind of my, hey, I've been here for a year kind of thing. And then I was like, all right, I'm good. Maybe if I get to 10,000 or 1,000. If I get to 1,000. If I get to 1,000, I'll do a live. I'll do a live Q&A with me and the peeps. But we're at like 576 right now. We were at 577 this morning. But someone saw the video I dropped today and said they didn't like it. So they unsubscribed.
Okay, bye.
We can't all be for everyone.
I know. It's all good. I move one step forward, 2 step back. You know, it's all good. It's fun.
Hey, Jay.
All right, but I'm Edward. My channel's Griftkin. I'm mainly known for interviews and probably my town square stuff over on Talking Story. That's about it.
And the 1 hour town square video that you put together out of all of your town squares.
That was fun. That was fun to watch it, man. It was really fun.
You know, I could have just done my stuff, but like I said, I asked Josh and sorry, I'm looking at Josh. I asked John and Jacob ahead of time. It's like, do you mind if I do this? Because I wanted to have the whole fun of Town Square is seeing their reactions. It's not just doing the videos. So.
And there were reactions. You should definitely check it out if you need a laugh, a good one on a Monday after you're done with this one.
We're getting off topic, but you know, they just announced that they're going to be starting that up again next year as a monthly thing again. It's not just random. Ooh. Which sucks because I pretty much running out of ideas at this point. So.
Oh man. Well, then we have to come up with new ideas for you. And I apologize for the camera. I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm trying. I need a new camera, I think. It's keeping me fuzzy. I don't know. I'm just a fuzzy person. Fine. By the way, my name is not Fine, but Fina from Fina Reads. There. Fina Reads from Fina, just in case someone didn't know. All right. So, long preamble for what we actually wanted to talk about.
We're done with the preamble. Now we're to the amble. Got it.
Yes, exactly. And then we will have some post-amble. Oh my God, you cannot put us in one room together. It's just not. It's just not. All right, I'll, ripping the Band-Aid off and whatnot, just saying it. Maybe I'll come up with a different question. No. So a while ago, Ted from, what was his channel's name? Ted Talk?
Ted Read Instead.
Ted Read Instead. Yes, much better. Put together a little Discord for BookTubers, where he invited BookTubers like us and a bunch of that are in the channel like you to just hang out, talk about BookTube, share ideas, talk shop, as they say. And Ted at one point decided YouTube is not for him. He doesn't want to do it anymore. So he left the Discord. Problem was, we didn't have an owner anymore. So Josh, Edward, and I decided let's do it, because we still like the idea. And we actually think this is a really cool thing that you have like-minded people to talk to and just ask random questions like, how do you like this thumbnail? Is this too busy or not? Hey, what camera are you using? That might be a question that I will be asking, since my webcam clearly is not functioning properly. And just, share how are your analytics doing? What are some things that you are doing? Hey, does anybody want to join me for a live show? Does anybody know about authors that would like to be on my channel? All these types of things. So we set up a new Discord, moved not everybody, but moved a lot of people over. And I think we're ready to bring this to all of you. Everybody who wants to join can. And hopefully it's going to be a nice, fun group, again, of like-minded people, so we can talk BookTube and the business side of things and everything that I just mentioned. Am I forgetting anything, Josh, Edward? Am I forgetting anything?
No, I mean, basically it's just the idea to be able to knock ideas off of each other, ask questions. I mean, even the three of us, I think we all have different strengths, and if you got a question about something that's not in your wheelhouse, putting a group together like this, hopefully you can find somebody that can answer those questions.
What I like
about top tens, I don't do those.
What I really like about this idea, and what we're trying to go through and build here, is it's less of a competition and more of, we're going to raise the tide together. And that's kind of the big point of this, is really to encourage each other and go through and try to make everyone as best as they can. Because what I love about this BookTube space and the community here is everyone's kind and everyone's open to go through and help. And now we have a space where we can actually have those kind of conversations without feeling like, hey, I don't know who to go through and talk to about this. So that's what I really do like about it. It's a collaborative kind of space, which is fun.
Yeah, let's face it, nobody is joining BookTube for the money, so I don't think we really need to compete. I mean, maybe a couple of people like, Jack Edwards or Smitty or some of those guys, are getting a little bit fancier than the rest of us. But I mean, I know, I don't know how the heck Chris does it, for instance, Bearded Book Beast, and even Josh, I mean, the amount of author interviews you guys are doing. Yes, you, man.
Me, I do one a week. I
barely do one a week.
That's a lot.
Every time I turn around, you guys, because let's face it, most of the time that means you had to read a book that week too.
So little inside baseball. I usually read the book a week or two before I have them on.
Oh yeah.
So I go through so I go through and read. I read them, go, hey, I like this, and then I usually reach out to them and pester people to be on. Sometimes it's been like 5 weeks, and those are always fun. I got to go back and look at my notes, be like, hey, what was this book about? So I can actually have a starting point for conversation. But I hear you. I do read all the books.
But every once in a while you get one. It's like, hey, I got a book coming out. I'd like to be on the channel. And then you're like, oh, it's a 600-page chonker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, can we do that in 3 months from now, please? Thank you.
That's usually how it works. I'm like, all right, I'm booked until the next 5 weeks, but it's really me. I need time to read the book. It's usually how I go through and do those.
Yeah. I mean, I'm at one a month on average.
That's how I started.
Yeah. Yes. And it's more so because I'm more someone, I read, whatever I feel like in that moment. And if it's a book where like, oh, yes, this was fantastic. Now I reach out to the author and hopefully we can schedule something in the next 2 to 3 weeks, because any longer and I forgot what I read. So I'm definitely the same on that side. But
We've been doing this a while. February will be 4 years for me. And for instance, like I had Neil Schusterman on recently. He was responding to an email from sometime last year. It's like, oh yeah, sure. But it's Neil Schusterman, so I fit him in. But still, it's like, holy crud, some of these, yeah. You think you've got your whole schedule on, and then somebody who you absolutely don't want to say no to pops up and is like, I can fit that in.
Oh man, whoops, sorry. There we go.
Camera 1, camera 2.
Yeah, listen, I don't know at this point. Yeah, but the idea is, of course, as Josh said, right? It's supposed to be a community. We are all in the same boat at the end of the day. We all love reading. We all love talking about books. So why not do that part together too? And Discord is kind of the first part of it. I put the link in the chat somewhere, but I will also put it in the description once we're done, because I totally forgot to do that earlier. So for replay viewers, you can check out the link in the description, and we probably will mention it a couple more times throughout and whatnot. But so far, it has been really fun conversation. Just, general stuff from what are you currently reading and talking about certain books to, we started like, hey, here's an author that would love to be on more people's channels. Like, do you want to read his book, and that kind of stuff. And then we started playing around with some other ideas too. And we're obviously always open for ideas from you guys, right? Because it's for all of us, from all of us, for all of us kind of situation. So if you have ideas on like, hey, could we do a live on whatever topic? Or what do you guys think about I don't know, whatever you come up with. So one of the ideas that we started playing around with and that I would love to tackle in the new year is a conversation, like that we can invite people who have a Patreon, people who have YouTube membership, so we can just all get together and then ask questions for those who don't have it yet. Like, how does this work? Which one is better? Do you get a 1099? Like weird stuff like that. And that doesn't have to be live on like someone's YouTube channel. That's what the Discord is for, right? We can make it like a Discord video, so no one is sharing any information they're uncomfortable with. But that was one of the ideas that we were playing around with. Yeah, well, that's the big part, right? Meeting everyone, talking, chatting about books. Listen, I could do this 24 hours a day. I would love to get paid for that. Just because.
Yeah, that's a pipe dream. I have a better chance to win the lottery, I feel
Probably.
like, than blowing up at all. I feel like the issue is for me specific, because I was going through and thinking about it, of what do these other channels do? Like these big ones, like these big, like I have millions of views and all that kind of stuff, compared to my channel, what mine does. And I feel like it's a blessing and a curse, I feel like, is the indie space. I'm going through and reading a bunch of indie books. I'm reviewing indie books, and they're unknown. So people aren't going and searching of like, oh, I want this or this book. I feel like if you want to get bigger, it's like, oh, I have to do all the popular ones. So let me do Wheel of Time. Let me do Game of Thrones. Let me do top 10 videos, and just keep doing those. And I feel like you'll get a bigger and bigger audience. But I enjoy the indie space. I have too much fun down here. So I'm like, I'm going to stay what I like to do, knowing that is never going to happen, and I'm okay with it. And I feel like that's the big thing with BookTube, is you got to figure out, what do you want out of this?
Right.
And then strive with goals towards what meets what you want in the end.
Yeah. The big channel is now noticed right away. I don't know. I mean, yeah, there are a couple, but even if look at Brian on BookTube or John from Talking Stories, they have not been around since the beginning. They have been way after like Mike's book review or Daniel Green right now, right? And they are doing pretty well for themselves. So I don't know. I think even if you're quote unquote late, you still can blow up if you find your niche. And I think, Josh, you're right. Like, I think, especially if you look on Reddit or, those types of communities, a lot of people are asking for booktubers that do not constantly review the same big, especially in the fantasy sci-fi space, not the same big books over and over again, but that do like deep dive book reviews, book discussions, like show you other things, not always the latest and greatest and the biggest hype, but like authentically what you like, right? And so I think there's definitely a way a place for people to still grow on BookTube and build a community. It might not be 100,000 people community, right? 100,000 subscribers, but even 1,000 subscribers are fantastic. Like that's a huge community if you think about it. That's 1,000 freaking people. Imagine those in a room. That's a lot of freaking people. And I think no one should get discouraged just because you're doing it now and not 5 years ago. I think everybody should do, talk about books. If you love reading, start talking about books. It's fantastic. Exactly, Jay. Exactly. Do what brings you joy. Yeah.
Well, I just know people talk about the fact, and this was obviously there's been videos going around and now about everybody talks about the same books or the same authors. And that even came up as a question on panel at WorldCon. But the point of it is, especially for a lot of people, like for instance, you guys see your analytics. You can always tell like what search term has brought people to your channel lately. Top of my search is somewhere in the top 3 every month is Jim Butcher. I had Butcher on a couple years ago.
Yep.
That is still bringing people to my channel. It's never any of the indie authors, and I love those guys, but nobody's searching for them as much.
Yeah. Passion for books. Yeah. I think that's what we all have in common. That would be weird if you would talk about books and what you read if you wouldn't have a passion for books. That would be an interesting concept.
Where do you get that search term? What do you talk about? Where's that at?
Usually,
I've been on here for a year and I have no idea what you're talking about.
See, that's for example.
I don't know what's happening.
No, that's okay. But I mean, that could be something too, right? That we have some people show their analytics. Again, it doesn't have to be like on the live or something, but I would love to see other people's analytics too, just to see, what it looks like deeper dive compared to mine. Not for the comparison, but just to learn, what does work for them? How does it look like for them? I don't know, Edward, if you can share your screen if you want.
Well, I've got to see if I can find it now too, because of course, now that I'm on the spot, I'm like, where the heck do I see it?
I think it's under audience. If you in analytics under audience, either content or audience, and then if you have to scroll down quite a bit to see it.
All right.
I'm on the wrong computer. I don't have access to my YouTube right now.
I'm seeing, still, okay, I just want to throw this out there. It still blows my mind that people watch my big egghead on a television and not on their computer or mobile. Like so in the past month, 20% of my views come from people watching on TV.
I'm one of those.
Blows my mind.
On the TV all the time.
Blows my mind.
The only time I watch it on my mobile phone is when I'm cooking. But other than that, always on the TV in the background. Big people.
See, I can see the videos that bring people in, which my number one video bringing people to the channel is Beartown, which I never thought that, like, one, I didn't think I was going to love that book. And I read it and I was like, I have to do a review now on this book. I am obsessed. And that's been the one video that's just been constant. I know per week I'm going to be getting a couple hundred views on it.
Just too.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It still blows my mind.
It's one of those. So the stats, it's further down, and it's one of those text stats. And I know if you're on the computer, it's on the right. It's like one of the very at the bottom and to the right where it says like YouTube searches. And then it's in the general analytics, not
it on the computer. If I use the YouTube Studio app on my phone, and I click on analytics and then click on content, but middle of the page, there's something called YouTube search terms. In the last 28 days, and I never listen to the percentages because I can never figure, the percentages never add up to anything, but 3 of the search terms, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, probably because I've done both a book review on it and I interviewed V.E. Schwab. Dex Legacy actually brought people to me. I'm probably one of the few people that has reviewed Dex Legacy. That's an audio drama. It's not a book per se. And for reasons I don't know, Diesel Punk is the 3rd search term that is bringing people to my channel. And I'm not sure I've
Diesel Punk book?
Got any. Not that I know of. I'm not sure I know what Diesel Punk is. I know what Silk Punk is and Steampunk is. I don't know about Diesel Punk.
So, Jay, tip from a woman: makeup. which I never use on my videos either, so don't worry about it. I'm kidding, by the way. That's dumb. Like, listen, own up the wrinkles. It
You
just
need to
shows
watch,
that you're wise.
Oh, what's her favorite? Emily Fox, is that her name?
Yes, the one that also has a
She
makeup
does
channel.
books and makeup.
On 2 different channels, though, not on the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
channel.
but every once in a while when she's doing something quick, she'll kind of like, you'll end up with like a little bit of both.
Yeah, well, I haven't watched her in a while. I have to say that she was one of the first ones that I found that got me to BookTube. And she was the one that got me into sci-fi. I remember that. Like Children of Time was the book that I read because of her. But yeah, I haven't watched her in a while. Bummer. I need to look what she's doing at the moment. Anyway,
I created a BookTube channel before I knew BookTube was a thing. So, hey, I was doing everything on Twitch and just posted it on YouTube. Then I found out there was BookTube. And I think Mike's book reviews was probably my gateway drug.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched his videos when he was still smaller, and he had like the live shows with his Discord when you were I don't even know if you had to be a member back then. But I know I was on a live with him, and I forgot her name. It doesn't matter. But Mike was there and a couple of others that are still around there as well. Did you find it, Josh?
I did. So Beartown is number 1. And then my channel name's number 2.
Huh. Maybe some others had the same idea and were looking if they could, not some, but
or somebody talking about people are looking it up.
Yeah. The watch hours is ridiculously high. So I don't know. It's interesting.
On your channel name?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it could be, right? It's one of those where if someone wants to start a BookTube channel, people love punny names. So maybe some others came up with the idea. You were just the first one to grab it.
Number one.
The one and only.
So yeah, it's Beartown, and then the other one is We Used to Live Here. So the 2 stories that I usually don't go through and read and review, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
So
now I would be curious to see if you keep those people, right? Yeah. Especially if it's other genres.
See, I think book reviews don't do well for big channels who everybody's watching their top 10 lists and everything else. I think for mid to small channels, book reviews bring in a lot of your viewership.
I can say that is true for mine. That is true
for
mine.
What were you feeding Dairy High, by the way? Sorry, Josh, I was just completely flabbergasted.
I'm pretty sure that's Spanish for crap. I don't know what you said.
I mean, caca is the baby word for poop in German, but I don't think that is the same thing either.
Same in Spanish, but I think it's with C's, not K's.
Oh my goodness, we're going down rabbit holes again. Yeah, we talked a little bit about this before we went live. So reviews for me are usually also not great. I have a handful. So 2 Gunmetal Gods and Green Rider. Those are the book reviews that tend to do, like, those are my biggest viewed videos, because I don't think that there are too many reviews for both of these books out. Plus Gunmetal Gods, I reviewed that relatively early. Like, I mean, I've been on BookTube for like what, 4 or 5 years now too, 4 years, I believe. So that was one of my first books that I reviewed, which at that point, Gunmetal Gods was not as well known. It's obviously much bigger now. But other than that, like if I review a regular book, it's usually not that many views compared to some other ones. Okay, we have the answer. Parents. Okay, that makes a whole much more sense. Thank you, Derry.
I would say for me, book reviews
hey, Amanda,
are the sandwich. I mean, they're your lowest, but they're also your biggest. It's like the most, they're the most lottery ones. And I will tell you, the book reviews that do best for me are the ones like, if you get an arc, like I got in The Ending Writes Itself by Evelyn Clark. I got that today. Book's not out yet. If I do a review on that soon, anybody looking for information about that, there's only going to be a handful of reviews out there on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or one of the other things that I get a lot of search term engines is I get a lot of people watching my snippet about the Codex Alera, which is one of Jim Butcher's series. But it's an old series that he's not writing anymore. So nobody new is covering it. They're covering Dresden. They're covering Cinder Spires. Nobody's reading Codex Alera. So if somebody is looking up Codex Alera, I'm probably one of the few people on it.
Yeah. See, that is also one of those older series that people then read again once they discovered butcher through Dresden, then they're like, oh, what else did he write?
Mhm.
Flip through of your book journal. First of all, I will watch that later. Oh my God, I'm so curious to see what your book journal looks like. But I think that's going to be interesting. So I'm curious, like for everyone in the chat too, like what are your like more successful type of videos? Is it reviews? Is it something weird like journal flip throughs or hello again, Amanda?
Take
Okay,
two.
so I definitely have to watch this. I see it. That video was awesome. Okay. Sorry, scroll. Where was I? Oh yeah, what type of videos are doing well for you? I'm curious because I really think it depends on also what channel you have, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, my Kindle Unlimited video is blowing up like crazy. I did a video in September about is Kindle Unlimited worth it? Because I had a 3-month free thing and I used it for the 3 months and I had thoughts obviously. And that thing is blowing up now. So in the last week or two, all of a sudden people are searching the term Kindle Unlimited on YouTube and on Google and it's showing up everywhere. It's crazy. Yeah, but reviews, yeah.
Yeah, I can't agree more with what Edward said about reviews. It's a sandwich. I feel like I can look at my worst stuff and it's like, yeah, that was not doing great, but the book was good. It was well worth doing. Right. But it's like I got barely any eyeballs on it. And it's like, is it the review? Is it my thumbnail? Is it the hook? How I started out the video? I was like, what can it be? Because I feel like it's multiple things what it can get, what it can be.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I think too, it's what you get. Because for instance, Fourth Wing is hugely popular. But if one of us did a review on Fourth Wing, it's one review in a bucket full of how many? It's ridiculous.
Right.
Although I'm curious, I haven't looked yet, but Todd, Mysterious Galaxies, did a hate review more on Fourth Wing. It's like how he was forced to rate it because his wife wanted him to rate it or something like that. And he was ranting. I mean, I thought it was hilarious. I love the book and I'm a little bit mad at him, but it was hilarious. So I wonder how that kind of stuff is doing, right?
Well, doing any kind of negative type videos always do well.
Yeah, like that's where my Empire of the Vampire rant review comes in. Like that's my second best video or third best video. And I have been thinking about putting it down so often because this is not this kind of stuff that I put up. But, people are still watching it. So I was like, okay. Challenges, yeah. So mass market paperback. Sorry, Chaz, you were further up. I removed it. Here we go. See, sometimes it's like the weirdest random topics that people are searching for and find interesting. And no one makes videos about that. Like pros and cons of mass market paperback. Who makes videos about that? So if someone then is really out there, and there are obviously people out there, of course, you are the one that they find then.
That's probably because Chaz probably did a good video about it. My video would be pros, it's cheap. Cons, I can't see it. I don't know what I'm reading.
And they look like garbage after you read them one time. So.
Oh, the mass market paperback's my favorite. It's my favorite. I love just like grabbing it and just squeeze. Like I could do whatever I want to it. I got it for $2.
I mean, I read especially fantasy and sci-fi. If you were growing like, I graduated high school in the 80s. If that was your time frame, that was about all there was for fantasy and sci-fi. Everything was mass market.
Yeah.
And so, of course, in horror especially, oh my goodness, that's what I read. But the older I've gotten, the more I need something on a little bit nicer, sharper page with bigger font.
2 words on a page with a picture on it. I get
yeah.
Comics. Got it. That's why you're reading comics now.
That's where I'm going next. Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
That one G.I. Joe comic that has like no words in it the entire time.
I just got a copy of Larry Correa's prequel comic.
Oh, nice.
It was so good. So good. I think I have it up here somewhere. American Paladin. So good. So good. I cannot wait. So this is a prequel before his actual novel that's coming out sometime next year. And this was so much fun. Highly recommend checking this one out. But it was fun. It was a good comic. I usually don't read that much comics anymore. So getting this when you bought the book was, worth reading. It was fun.
It's so funny. Chaz then realized that and did the pros and cons of hardcovers. That video did not blow up. Interesting. This is too funny.
Let's face it, too. BookTube can be fickle.
Yeah, well, that's very true. That's very true. So now, after I pulled it up 20 times now, sorry, Amanda, about challenges, big challenges. So like, are you talking like TBR challenges type of stuff, or like the whatever 40 books in 40? Okay, yeah, see, Kindle Unlimited, there it goes. That's my big video too. But when you talk challenges, do you mean like TBR challenges and whatnot? Is that what, I know that you do a lot of those, so yeah. And then reviews get no views. Yeah, I think it depends a little bit. Decent view count on reviews, it depends a little bit on generally what your channel is, right? If you're generally someone who does a lot of reviews and you are known for, hey, this guy puts out one review a week or whatever, versus someone like me who every other month puts out a half-baked review, that's probably different than, yeah. Yeah, that's not really a surprise. Yep. Yeah, because you're known for, I wanted to say Farseer. What is the whole series called? Why am I blanking right now? Farseer trilogy is just the first one. Thank you. She's, oh God, yep. It's Monday. That's what listen. Mark, you and I.
Disappointing, Mark. Disappointing.
Derry loves them though. Yeah, Kindle. Reading. I splurged for a Scribe, and it has been a game changer for me. I'm reading only on my Scribe for like the whole year. Oh yeah, we had that already.
For quite a while, when my work wasn't busy, I would actually have the Kindle app on my computer. And if nobody called or anything, I just had it, because then, big full screen. I got like 3 pages per screen there, and just read while I was waiting for a call to come in.
Yeah, well, that's
been too busy for that lately.
Yeah, 50. Okay, yeah. And you do a lot of those too, right, Amanda? Like that's typically like you do reading sprints a lot, and then you do a lot of these challenges. Mm-hmm. So your channel then again is known for that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's good.
Well, crud, I'm too late for the 50 before 50.
You can make 60 before 60?
That's
a lot of reading. Literally looking at the screen saying, Phoenix, what? Oh, yes, sorry. It's Monday, Derry. We had that earlier. It's Monday. Like, again, who scheduled this thing on a Monday? Why? So question for everyone. What are like some topics when we think about like, hey, we have this fun Discord and we want to do some, shows and where we talk about certain topics. What are some of the topics where you're like, oh yeah, I would love to learn more about this, or I have a bunch of questions about this? Like I know the YouTube membership versus Patreon, I'm definitely very interested in. And anybody who has either, you're all welcome to let me know so we can get a good group together. So we have people who don't have it and can learn, and people who have it who can share their experience. But yeah, what are some things that you would want to wear? Like, oh yeah, this is what I always wanted to talk about, wanted to learn more about. Thanks, Jess, for coming by.
See you, buddy. I'm curious always how people plan their videos out. So that's something I would like to understand for people that have a consistent cadence. Like, do you, because I've talked to a few people and they go, oh, I do like 4 videos at once. So they have like different shirts and they just toss different shirt on, and then they go through and do 4 videos back to back. But I can't do that. I don't have the time or the
plan.
Okay, so Edward is the wrong person to have on that conversation. Got it.
Well, let's face it, my regular videos are whatever author I'm interviewing. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's reading the book. That's basically my plan for that. Weekly updates, or the monthly update, or the booking forward one at the end of the month, whatever's coming out next. I mean, the only planning I do for that is doing a lot of research to see what's coming out next month. And my other one is book reviews. Those are basically my 3 big buckets of stuff.
Yeah. I don't even switch t-shirts. You guys are so organized. Unbelievable. I mean, I batch film too, and then I just have 4 videos in a row where I wear the same t-shirt.
So am I making this more complicated than it has to be? Where I don't batch videos out? I do 2 videos a week where I do the Monday. Most of the time it's a review, unless it's a TBR video, and then my weekly recap. And I do both of them the day before.
You do it the day before.
The day before, yes.
Okay. Because I do like my Friday video on Friday morning. So,
Yeah.
I mean, some people have to work, this is
Yeah.
kind of.
So yeah, it's usually I get off work on Thursday and then I'm in the office and I'm like, all right, well, let me just do a quick thing real quick. And then for the weekly recap, it's nice because I don't usually edit very much with it unless I just either go on a tangent or I completely forget what I'm talking about. Those are always fun, where I just forget the name of the book that I was getting. I was like, I read 3 books. What was the second book I read? And then I sit there looking zoned out for a minute, and I'm like, I'll cut that down. But yeah, outside of that, it's usually real quick. So
it's about the only reason I use Goodreads anymore. It's not so much even to do the reviews. It's just I do the reviews. Don't get me wrong, but it's mainly there. Like I'm doing the weekly recap or the monthly recap, and what the heck did I read this month?
Mm-hmm. Right. See, that's why I got to do it per week because I would lose my mind. And then I already get crap now on how much I read. If I talked about how much I read per month, people would be like, "Oh, you read that much? How do you even know what the story's about?"
Hey, Rod. Nice having you. Wait, oh, is it twice?
Hey, Rod.
Is it the same person? Probably. Yeah, probably. Awesome.
Yeah, it's Rod. Same Rod.
Yeah. So I actually have a question for you since we talk about it, and I mean it's like once a month. What you've read. So I do monthly wrap-ups too, and I know a lot of people do weekly. How are the weekly ones for you? If you just talked a little bit about it, Josh, with if you would do it in a month, it would be way too long, etc. So generally that's the.
Yeah, normally, yeah. I read on average about 2 to 3 books a week. So I have some that I can yap about. And then with doing I talk about what's coming up on the channel. So I can yap about that for a minute. And then I also do the indie and BookTuber spotlight, which is always fun. I thoroughly enjoy that because it keeps from a BookTuber and an author perspective, because I have a running list. I try not to repeat the same people within 9-10 months of each other. So it's I have to go through and actively go through and search out for people. So it's fun. It's fun stuff of trying to find new names in the indie space or finding a different BookTuber that I just haven't watched to really try to go through and spotlight. Because I've had a few awesome people spotlight me at the beginning that I have a lot of love for. So I appreciate that they went through and did that. It kind of gave me a shout out when I first got started. And so it was, I tried to do the same thing, even though I'm a little itty bitty, but any push counts, man. Any push counts.
Yeah.
Well, it's I know Talking Stories shouts out Andrew Wizardly Reads for mentioning them early on, kind of gives them that push.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and that's what works, right? I see that too. Every time that happens, it's immediately a jump in subscribers. It's crazy. I was on Tori's channel the other day, and the next day started climbing like crazy. It's what the hell is happening here? So yeah, those shout outs and collaborations in general are happening a lot. So yeah, helping a lot. Sorry, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. Clearly not working. Are helping a lot. Okay, so Amanda is not doing the monthly wrap-ups anymore. I know you read like crazy, so you read a lot of books in any given month. So yeah, I'm not surprised. So are you doing weekly now, or did you completely stop then, Amanda? Okay, and then
I literally just added weekly wrap-ups as another video that would have a regular. There's no thought. There's no. This is going to sound bad, but there's no thought that goes into it. It's a weekly wrap-up. It's whatever I did that week. I usually say whoever I interviewed that week, if there was one that week. I talk about what books I read, what shows I watched.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like regular automatic, content.
Yeah. Just a really quick answer that, yes, I just posted the link in the live chat somewhere. So definitely join the BookTuber Guild, BookTube Creators Guild. At one point, I will get it done right too. And I will put it in the description too after we're done for anybody who's rewatching. for the Discord. Yay!
Team
Hello,
replay.
Derry! Woohoo! Yeah, I'm contemplating. So when I started out, I did bi-weekly. It was my bi-weekly ramblings, and it was just fun, as the name says, just rambling about books. And then when I had a little bit of a pause, like for half a year, and when I came back, I ended up now doing monthly. And I'm really torn because I tend to talk then a lot about books too, and then they get really long. And then I added a whole bunch of stuff out so they are in the 20-minute range and are not getting too long, because who has the time to watch that long videos, right? And then on the other side, I'm like, okay, I'm putting out one video per week. Like that's my usual schedule. If I now add a weekly wrap up, how would that change? I'm really worried about that, because my monthly wrap ups are also some of the videos that are not doing as great. Like it's usually all my other random videos that are doing better. But my monthly wrap ups, other than book reviews, are the ones that are not doing as great. So I don't know. I'm torn with that.
So to be honest with you, mine doesn't do great, but since I read about, on average, about 11 books a month, I only review 3 of them.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was like, man, there's other books I want to go through and talk about. So that's the big reason I wanted to do this weekly update, because I was like, I'm not going to do a full review on this book, but if I can go through and talk about it and give it a push. And most of the time I at least talk about these books twice. So I talk about it, say at the beginning of the month for a weekly recap of, hey, these are the books I'm going to read. And then the next week I go, let me tell you about the book I just read. So they get a double shout out kind of thing. So that's really why I do it. So analytics wise, if you look at it, I should stop doing it because it doesn't do great. I should do anything else. Like maybe I should do a top 10 or a book haul or any of those big booms ones. But I do it just because I'm like, hey, I want to push these books out as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of where I'm at, right? Like I definitely want to do some sort of wrap up, because for a lot of books, I don't know if I could do a dedicated review, like if I have more than 5 minutes to say something about them, but I want to talk about them and I want to throw the name out, and especially if I like the book. But yeah, any more often, I'm contemplating if I'm going back to my bi-weekly, because I read on average like 7 or 8 books per month. So for me, it's even less.
Mm-hmm.
So weekly just seems like, and I read mostly on the weekends. So Friday already wouldn't work, so I would have to do it Sunday. And then Sunday is a really terrible day for putting out videos on my channel. Like the most people are not online on Sunday. So it's like super weird. That's interesting what Amanda is saying with I'm doing challenge check-ins. So again, fits the channel theme then. I do a lot of challenges. Right. So then I do challenge check-ins. Yeah.
I think we all have some sort of version of a regular video, whether that's a wrap up, a check-in, whatever. We have something.
Yeah.
Because I tell people all the time, because of the fact I didn't take YouTube seriously and I was doing this all on Twitch when I started, a year and a half in, I had 13 subscribers. I was, because all I was doing was interviews. I wasn't doing wrap ups. I wasn't doing book reviews. I was just posting the interviews on YouTube. And people would come to watch that interview, but they weren't subscribing to me. Well, also because at the time I was doing like one a month. Yeah. My second year, I wasn't even doing that much. It's just the last 2 years that have gone crazy for me.
Yeah. Yeah, Derry definitely also found her niche with her videos.
The Robin Hobbs channel. Wait.
Yeah. Well, and wait, Discord, right? Discord. Discworld. My God. Discworld. Realm of the Elderlings. Well, and everything you love, as you just said. Yeah. Yeah. How's everyone coming up with so many videos to talk about? Yep.
You watch everybody else.
And then you do what they do.
So
no.
Yeah, most of my stuff is reviews. I have an Excel spreadsheet of the week before. So I got a review, recap, review, recap. And that's usually how my cadence goes. And then I add in a TBR here and there.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Yeah.
I don't hit all the time, but basically my week is an interview, a book review, and a wrap up / whatever my Friday thing is, depending on which week of the month it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, that's where I'm at 4 videos for a reason. Like I it's hard to find the time and the whole sitting down and editing. Like one video with like they on average like what 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Recording and editing and thumbnails and description and all that fun stuff takes me 3, 4, 5 hours. So and I can't do that too often. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. Maybe I'm just too complicated. I don't know. But that's like everything together with recording and then editing and making, everything. Sitting down, brushing my hair so I look somewhat okay and not totally like I just got out of bed, that kind of stuff.
Getting the camera to focus. Yeah.
Clearly, that's the challenge too. Yeah. So and then coming up with ideas too. So I have my recurring is the monthly review, and then all the other 3, sometimes 4 videos are random other things that I talk about. So yeah, sometimes I have a long list of ideas at this point. So I just started using Notion, and I have a huge table with random ideas that I come up with in random moments, and I start writing them down and I work through those. And at this point, because I've been doing this for so long, the list is quite long and I have a lot of content for that.
I do the exact same thing. I have a laundry list of ideas. And anytime I have a random idea, I go through I don't know, I'll put this down. I might use it, I might not use it. So when I need an idea and I'm like, I don't want to do a review or I need to do something else, I can go to my list of dumb ideas and then I go through. So I got one that I've been working on that's coming out at the end of the year that I'm super excited about, my dumb idea video. So we'll see if anyone else enjoys it, but it's going to be fun.
Do we get any spoilers, or is it like subscribe to your channel to see it type of situation?
No. So, everyone does their end of the year awards thing that this is the best book. This is the best novella. I'm doing that, but giving it I'm changing it up a little bit. I'm changing it up. I'm making it a little bit more fun for me. So I'm doing a video just to entertain me, and we'll see if anyone else is entertained with my nonsense. So
I'm doing like your book version, like the book most likely to make me pull my hair out or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So one of the categories is the very first one is I wouldn't survive chapter 1 award.
Also known as the Andrew Wizardly Reads Award. So,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So those are fun. The 2025 Overbooked Awards is what I'm calling it.
Awesome. I'm excited.
I'm working on the all the categories now. So there's a few of them, and then trying to figure out. I can't unsee this. That was the one I wrote today. So I can't unsee this award. So something that traumatized me throughout the year. So.
Oh God, I have a feeling that I'm going to have a very long book list after watching your video.
It's all fantastic stories. It's gonna be fun.
Of course. And then we have interviews. Yep. Chat with writers and book. That's also my favorite part. I love being on people's channels. I need to do more of that myself too. And I started doing that. I want to do that more in 2026. Just talking with people. That's the most fun I have usually. When you see if your crazy ideas about a certain book, align with other people or not, and you're not sitting alone in your little universe. Yeah, as their social thing. Yep.
I think that's most of the reason I enjoy doing interviews is because I much rather talk to someone than just talk to the camera.
Yeah.
I cannot agree more. Honestly, that's my favorite thing about the channel, and it's doing those interviews. But I can't do more than one a week. My wife would kill me, because I do probably about 3 of these where it's just like not interviewing someone and just hanging out a month. So between those, that's 7, maybe 8 a month that I'm going through, and I'm out in the shed, and she is in the house, and she's like,
"Dude,
how long are you going to be doing this?" So I'm like, I don't know, an hour, 15. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Definitely because it's she's like, we got to wrap presents. And I go, we got time.
We'll bring it to someone who'll wrap it for us.
Yeah.
Mine's just more happy that I'm in here instead of trying to talk to her while she's watching TV. Like, shut up, I'm watching the show.
Yeah, it gives my husband time to play his computer games without me nagging him. So, you know. Yeah. Shorts, chit chats. Yeah. See, shorts is the hard thing for me. I never know what to do with shorts. So I started just cutting up my long form and posting that.
Shorts are good for subscribers. In my experience, shorts are good for subscribers. They add diddly squat to your view hours. If you're trying, and also unless you're a shorts channel, you're not, even if you get monetized, you're not going to be making any money off that. Oh, shorts pay like cents.
Yeah. So last month I was at like, I don't know, $6 or $7 or something, and 54 cents out of that came from shorts. Yep. 54 cents was like, this is a joke. Yeah. But I don't know. It helps with the views because the shorts are being picked up, not watch hours, but what's the other one? Views is the other metric, right? That is going up like crazy with the shorts now because I have like between 500 and 1,000 views per short, which my long form never. Like if my long form is in the like between 100 and 150 views, then I'm happy. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
I'm not going to hit either of those, so I ain't stressing about it.
You will. Like, I mean, you grow in a year to 500 subscribers. That's a 500 plus subscribers. That's a pretty big, like, that's a good growth. So I wouldn't worry too much, Josh. I think you're on a good path.
Yeah, just because I'm not monetized after 4 years doesn't mean everybody has to go through that.
Well, I got monetized before that, right? Like
Talking Stories already monetized, and they started after me, so it happens.
If you look at it, so with what is it called? vidIQ, you can see how much everybody's making on their channel. So someone, like if you go on Mike's book reviews channel, only on the desktop version, not on the mobile, but on the desktop version, if you're on the channel for someone and you have your vidIQ installed on your browser, like Mike Books Review shows like $1,000 or $1,500 per month.
It's an estimate, but yeah.
Yeah, it's an estimate, which is like, that's nothing for the amount of subscribers and views and whatnot he has. That is nothing. So yeah, BookTube is not great for ad revenue. I mean, I know he has other things that he makes money with, which you're supposed to do, right?
100K range for subscribers. I'm trying to remember how big he is, or maybe that's
over 100K. Yeah, because he has the plaque in the background.
Right,
he has the 100K right. plaque. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So monthly recurring. Yeah, my monthly recurring are usually also the fastest to edit because I just talk, and then because it's rambly anyway, I just edit like weird shit out because I say a lot or so I add every second one of those out so it's not too annoying. But yeah, those are pretty straightforward. But anything else, like I have a video coming out tomorrow, I set for 2 hours on that thumbnail. I hope it's going to do well because I like the thumbnail. I hope people like it. But sometimes now I want to know who Dairy Servers are. No, don't please don't answer that. Kai is here. Hello. I have Kai, also note up and coming author. I have your sample ready to be read during the holidays as well. I'm excited.
What's the name of the book?
Kai, you can put that in the chat. What's the name of your book? I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm so behind on comments. Jesus, I need to speed up.
Because I typed in, I think I misspelled. I apologize. I can't spell. Yeah, I'm not seeing it under, I don't know. Yeah, to put it in the chat, I'm curious. I would love to go through and check it out.
I have your sample somewhere on not this one. I think I have it on my Kindle already. If not, I have it in my emails.
Oh, it would be nice if I spelled every. Yep, found it. All right. Fiction writer. All right, I'm on the website.
Feel free to put the link.
By the way, Gary, I think you would get over it. I think you would have a great talk with Robin Hobb. Now one of the I got the chat over here too because
Yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry. Kai, hello. Oh, good, great. Half of the comments are people saying hello to each other. That is great. Josh, a question for you. Have you read DCC yet?
We've been chatting already. I'm good.
Never mind.
Yeah, we're good. No, Kai, your cover art. Who's your cover artist? That cover is gorgeous. gorgeous.
Yes, that I agree too. I know I'm way behind, and I know there was a conversation with I'm scared about talking to authors. I'm still nervous, but it's so much fun. Once you're live and you hit that go live button, oh, such a great time. Amanda
Even
switched to
me, I've
turns
been doing it for a long
again.
time now, but there's still occasionally an author where until we get to talking, I'm a little like, I hope this goes well.
Man, I feel like we can do a whole thing on interviews, because I've had some interesting characters on.
I have been lucky. For the most part, everybody has been even nicer and easier to interview than I was expecting.
Well, we'll talk off who I'm talking about.
Oh, we are going to get the tea later. Yes.
We'll talk about who.
But that is one of the things. Sorry, go ahead, Josh. No, you first. Sorry.
I was just going to say the 99.9% of the time, I cannot agree with you more. I go in, I'm like, all right, let me be mentally prepared if this goes bad. But most of the time, I'm like, this person is so easy to talk with. So it's fun. Except this one that I'm going to talk with you later.
But that is something that I'm really excited about too, as part of that Creators Guild situation, that it allows us to, hey, here's a great author. I just chatted with him, her, them, whatever. Like they are looking for more, and they are fantastic. They're super, whatever, we can have that conversation too, and then recommend to each other, like, these are great authors to talk to. Because that can be tough too sometimes to figure out, like, okay, should I talk to them or not? I'm a very introvert person, so I need like to see them beforehand. So my very first interview, I remember that was with Sean Bobby Kerr, Australian author, fantastic guy, fantastic book. I'm very excited about book 2, another plug, shameless and whatnot. So he was my first real interview. I did one before, but it went all sorts of wrong, and I'm still sorry that happened, but it happened. And he and I actually met beforehand because he had some questions about my comments on his book. So I knew he was nice, and that made it a whole lot of easier. But yeah. What are you guys laughing about? What am I not seeing again?
I'm laughing about Derry talks still in awe of Hob there in the channel. Sorry.
Yeah. It was what Amanda said to Derry had me giggling.
Fair. That is very fair.
That's the other thing, because to Josh's point, especially early on, I was only reaching out to authors that I already read.
Mm-hmm.
So usually I didn't have that problem. I knew that I liked the book before I ever had the person on. Now I've been doing this for so long that sometimes they reach out to me, and so I'm going into, we're going to have an interview. I haven't read the book yet. Sometimes I get the book like a couple of weeks before that we're going to do the interview. And I was like, okay, I hope I love this. This is going to be awkward otherwise.
Well, that's why I like to go through and read the book first. But lately, like, I have a few ARC books that I haven't received a copy of them yet, but I'm interviewing them in February. So I'm hoping I get it in a decent amount of time. If not, I'm going to have to figure out a new cadence on how those are going to go when I haven't read the book. So we'll see how 2026 goes, because I have a feeling having to read the book isn't going to be a long-term. It's not going to happen long-term. So there's going to be times I'm not going to read the book. So we'll see how those go.
See, people are watching your interviews. There you go.
That's another one that I wasn't sure I was going to go, because that's the first time I don't count Nat Cassidy because he's a horror author. He has acted before, but he's mainly a horror author. Kelly Bishop was the first one where it was just an actress, and it was about her memoir.
Very different genre then, yeah.
Yeah. And she'd also was doing a ton of them that day, so she didn't want to do a video interview. So she was the first one I ever had where that side of the screen is just blank and has a picture of her.
It was also a bit shorter, right? Like, it was typically you are well over an hour.
It depends on who I have. Right? I'm usually anywhere between mid to high 30s up to over 2 hours, depending on who it is.
Yeah. Yeah, but Josh, you have to tell us how it's going then too. And that may be another conversation topic, author interviews and how it is interviewing authors. You both have to be in there then where you haven't read the book. Like
I haven't had one
how
yet
do
where I
you
haven't read
change your approach? Sorry, go ahead, Edward.
No, I said I haven't had one where the closest I've had is I think it was the first time I had Jen Lyons on, and she's been on 3 times, so I didn't tick her off. But she had like book 4 or 5 coming out in a series, and I was trying to read the whole series before we had her on, so I did not finish that last book. I ran out of time. We had stuff to talk about, but and I don't like doing that. There's only a couple times where somebody's had a full series of books, and so I'm trying to talk about a book that I haven't quite gotten to yet, which is a lot of times why I had people on for standalones. I just find it easier. I had William Kent Kruger was on for a series that I have not read all of, but we still had a good conversation because I did actually read that book. That's one of the times where like I'm not going to get through 17 books before we talk, so I'm just going to read the one that came out. So
I would love to have him on and pick his brain.
Oh yeah, he's a good conversationalist. I've talked to him. I mean, obviously I had the interview with him, but he also his wife is from the area, so he's been to Omaha a few times, and I've met him. So,
oh, that's cool.
Part of the reason that's partly how I managed to get him on the channel is because we'd met a couple times before, and he's also friend because he's from Minnesota. He was also friends with Brian Freeman, who's been on the channel. He was a friend of mine. So a lot of getting people on sometimes is just knowing people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like that's what would be good. What's really good about this Discord is we can go through and go, hey, I want to start getting the interviews because I have a laundry list of people of like I've interviewed these people, they're fantastic, and so yeah, I would recommend 99.9% of the people that's been on.
And for some of us, especially if you're thinking about doing interviews, I'm talking to the chat now. There are some people, for instance, with our schedules, I haven't been able to fit in. Josh hasn't been able to fit in. We know these authors want to be on a channel. And some of these authors we've even read and we know we like their books, but it's like, dude, I'm booked through like July. I got no spot. I got no place to put you in. And then like I just found out that another person that was going to be on in like March, they moved their book to May. So I've got like possibly 5 interviews in May right now, and I don't know how I'm going to fit everybody in.
Yeah, that's a good point because there's been a few people who I've wanted to interview, and I'm like, I wish I could in the time frame you want to do it. And then I try to go through and connect with a few people that I know aren't overly packed with interviews, and I go, hey, please reach out to this person if you're interested. They're fantastic. Or people that I just had on the channel, they're like, hey, I appreciate it. I would love to do more. And I go, let me reach out to a few people. And then I go through and go, they were just on mine. Fantastic. Give them an opportunity on yours if you're interested. But yeah, it would be awesome to be able to blast them off in the Discord going, hey, this person's great. Interview them. Yeah. If you're interested.
Well, and it helps all of them, right? Like, especially since we all do a lot of indie authors. Or, well, Edward does both a lot, but, you know, like Chris, you, Josh, myself, right? We do a lot of indie focused. So those people would love that. Like these authors love to go on shows. They love to get their name out because it's so hard for them to market themselves. You know, it's like so loud out there and standing out somehow. So it doesn't matter, even if you have, quote unquote, you know, just whatever small number you think is small subscribers, it's great for them. Like it gets eyes on their books, it gets their name out, and it's fantastic. It doesn't matter how big your channel is at the end of the day. Yeah.
Correct.
To answer Amanda's questions, how do you talk with the authors about time frame before going live? Like, what is it that you do with them typically?
So I'll jump on this one, and then I know Edward probably has a better, more efficient process, but this is how I do it. I usually talk with them before, like when we're booking the interview, I usually let them know about how long it is. And then I repeat it again when we get on the live. I'm going, hey, do you have a hard stop at a certain time? And then I just go through and write in my handy dandy notebook of when they would like to stop. 99 out of 100, they go, because normally my time frame, it's hour and 30 is normally my sweet spot. So anyone that are before, it's because they had to say, hey, I have a hard stop. So most of the time they're cool with that, but I let them know twice before, just to let them know, hey, this ain't going to be a 30-minute conversation or a 4-hour conversation.
Yeah, and I say too, I think especially some people, I feel like, and I won't say specific ones, but I feel like sometimes they also give you that hard stop so that if they feel like the interview is not going well, they can bail. Because everybody who's given me a hard stop, we've talked longer. So, but yeah, some people, like for instance, we only went a little bit over, like with the Kelly Bishop interview, but she did kind of have a hard stop because I talked to her manager. That's how I got the interview. And I think she was doing like during that week, she had like 10 interviews scheduled for that book. And so that was like her every afternoon was like, knocking out 2 of them. So I was the only one that was a YouTube channel, but yeah, she was pretty busy.
No surprise.
Yeah.
I still have to read the book.
but yeah, like right now, one of the things I do now that I've been doing this a while is I'm always looking probably 6 months out to see what's coming down the pipe, unless it's an author that I've been trying to get. Like Neil Shusterman and Barry Eiler, I had both of them on this year. Eisler, sorry. He told me I've been saying his name wrong for the last 40 years. But anyhow, there were ones that I'd reached out every year to, was getting them on at some point, whenever. So I was always looking way in advance. When's their next book coming out? But a lot of them now, I just look like 5-6 months out. I'm like, who's dropping a book that either looks interesting or is somebody I've always wanted to have on? And I send out stuff then, usually through their publicist. Sometimes you can find the author, especially on the indie authors, but even on the trades, traditional ones. If you can talk to the author directly, if they've got their own email, you've got a better chance than going through the publicist until you've made a name for yourself.
Yeah.
Once the publisher and their publicity house of that publisher, once they know you, then you can usually have a chance of getting them on through the publisher. But yeah, my first couple of years, almost everybody I had on was somebody I managed to talk to directly. Shannon McGuire, Sarah Reese Brennan, Jim Butcher. They were all people that either it was directly through them or it was whoever was handling the mail for their phone or for their website. None of those came through the publishing houses. These days, I probably get the majority of my interviews either through Tor. I probably Tor far and away. Their publicity team is awesome. Orbit's also really good. I've had some of those. And, I'm starting to get known a little bit better on some of the other ones. But yeah, Tor and Orbit, those ones, now I can go through the actual publisher and usually, not always, but usually get somebody on if they handle their books. And then about 3 months out, I start, emailing them again. It's like, okay, now I kind of, got you coming in on March. I'd kind of like to pick a day, mainly because I've got 3 or 4 people scheduled, and I don't want to do you all in the same week. So where are we going to go?
Yeah. And I think that's also the difference between trade and indie publish. Like with indie publish, I never had any issues. Like I just ping the author on Instagram or Twitter or send them an email. It's like, hey, I read your book. Love it. Let's talk. Can you do next week, Thursday at 4 p.m.? Like it's usually really straightforward. And then, yeah, I do that similar, like what Josh is saying. I was like, hey, usually I try to keep it within an hour, just because, then also people's attention like goes away and you kind of talked about everything you wanted to talk to, market your book, whatnot. You can ping me in the private chat if something is coming up, ping me in the private chat on StreamYard, and then I'll close it out or just tell me like it's all very casual. So, but yeah, I never had any issues with anyone being like, oh, yeah, it has always been pretty straightforward. Then I already wrote down like how to plan for author interviews, how to go about author interviews. So that should definitely be a topic that we go a bit deeper into and, probably have Edward invited again since he is very knowledgeable in that topic.
Yeah. Edward definitely needs to be in when it comes to, hey, I want to talk with traditional.
Yeah.
published authors.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
again, I think it's because I started outside of BookTube. Yes, I worked for a bookstore, but bookstores don't deal with a lot of the indies as much. So, I mean, traditional published authors were the ones that I was reading, the ones I knew. And now, like I said, I've been doing it long enough that a lot of them know who I am. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I would love to get more indies on. The closest I have coming up next year is I've got, well, in January, I've got Philip Chase coming on. But most of my smaller author these days is I'll get the occasional debut author on, who I love. I don't do this just because I get to talk to Jim Butcher.
I mean, come on, yes.
Although Discord does tease me sometimes because I'll say something I'm like Shannon said, and they're like, oh, Shannon said, okay, fine. That's not how I meant it. But I also like I like having on the authors that not everybody has met yet as well, because sometimes I love a book and it's like I want this author to blow up. I want people to buy their book.
Yeah, agreed. Amanda's is like, hey, I'm thinking about talking to this author. We're doing a book club, and I'm thinking about talking to the author. Absolutely do that, especially if you do it as a book club. That's great, because then your subscribers have a reason to watch, right? Because I know you had a comment earlier with like, hi, I don't know if it fits with my subscribers, but if you make it as a book club, you absolutely have a reason for your folks then to watch the interview. And then you can talk about, like, like with book clubs, they always have these discussion questions. You can then do that with the author. How cool is that?
That makes me nervous. That makes me nervous, to be honest with you, is having, and not because the author's on. I'm fine with giving my honest opinion, but I like to assume symbolism that's not actually there. It happens all the time, where I go through and I've read a book and I've reached out to the author on like X and going, hey, did this mean this? Is that why this happened? And they go, that makes sense, but no. I go, okay, thanks. Like,
I've had that before too. It's like I didn't even think of that, but you're right. I'm like, okay.
But some authors are very positive with that kind of stuff. Like, if you say like, hey, this is what I got out of it, it's like, this is so cool, because they understand that, right? It's art. Writing a book is art. So people see different things sometimes in something, even though if the author didn't. That's why I hated back in high school when we talked about certain books, when the teacher said like, the symbolism is blah, blah, blah. I was like, but not for me. It's like, that's not how I read the book. Like, that's not what it means to me. So, but that's what I love about this community, right? Especially with, again, I have also more experience with indie authors, so I'm referring to that. But usually when you come around the corner, it's like, hey, this is why I loved your book. I saw this, or I saw this influence or this inspiration. I loved it. And they're like, now that you're saying this was not intended, but this is really cool. They're usually very positive about that. I
will say real quick to Amanda's point, you will find quite a few authors too on their websites. They will specifically have links or emails for book clubs. You would be surprised the number of authors that would be happy to hop on a Zoom call for a book club.
Yeah, so this is what I sometimes do, depending on the author. But I look up, okay, how do they behave on whatever Instagram, or how did they do other interviews, and I get a rough idea. Yeah, that's definitely what I do as well. Yeah.
And there's a question Mark had in the comments too about.
I'm behind again. Sorry.
Oh no, I just noticed, is there a line you don't want people to cross, and is that talked about before going live? Probably, but I've never talked about it before going live. You will occasionally get somebody who takes their moment to say something political or whatever. I don't censor the authors, but yeah,
I do. I say nothing political. But I say that I don't want to talk. Like, I ask them before we go live, I ask them, is there something you don't want me to talk about? And then they usually say no. Yeah, they usually say no.
If there's anything off.
Yeah. And then I say, usually, I'd like to stay away from anything political. Not because I don't like talk to politics, but because of like, hey, we're talking about your book, not about what you think about whatever. Like, that's not the place here. So, yeah.
I don't. I probably should. I've had a few people get kind of political, and I just sit. Same thing. I just sit and just nod my head a little bit, and I go, "All right," and I switch gears over to the next. I'm like, I'm not. This is not the space that I want to go through and talk about my political beliefs on. I'm like, I just want to talk about books. So
Yeah.
I'll switch gears back to your book. Thank you. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably something I should start adding on there. It's a good idea.
Yeah. And it's, it's a little thing at the beginning. Like I usually have sorry, I will get to Dawn in a second, but I usually have my, like, I try to keep it within an hour. Does that work with your timeline? Is there anything you don't want me to talk about? And then I explain, like, hey, once we're done, we end up back in here just in case they've never done StreamYard before, right? So that they are not disappearing, but that they know, hey, you can stay on afterwards, and then, whatever. Like, you don't need to hop off or worry about anything. Those are typically the things I talk about. Yeah, 30 to 45 minutes. See, like, I stay in an hour usually, because then it's people don't listen anymore, and you can see it on the numbers. People start to disappear and whatnot. Yep. Blah 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 blah. Sorry.
Now, for me, too, interviews is a good place for me. Getting back to something that you talked about, Fina. I get a lot of my shorts from there, because not everybody's going to sit through a 2-hour long interview. But if I give them a question with an answer, I mean, it used to be more difficult when you had to get it down to 60 seconds. My early shorts had to be 60 seconds tops. Now you can go up to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But, if you can get them a quick question with a quick answer and they enjoyed that one, then, sometimes they'll come back and watch the interview.
Yeah.
So
real quick,
AI when it comes to making your shorts, or do you personally do it yourself?
I do.
So now the longer the interview, the more, and no authors take this wrong, but the longer the interview, the more annoying this process is. Because what I'll do, for instance, I had Barry Eisler on, and I love Barry Eisler, but the man can talk. And he will admit that. So I'm not throwing him under the bus. And we did, I think it must have been a 2+ hour interview. I think it might have been shorter after I trimmed some of it out. But first, of course, I trimmed the video to get rid of ums. And like, he had a tickle in his throat, so he had to keep clearing it. And I cut all that out because nobody wants to hear that. He did a very good job of, kind of like make it quick and out of the way. But I just cut that out so nobody listened to it. So then that's the video that's going to go up. And then after I do that, then I take that same video and I run through that whole video again. And I take a question and an answer and cut, and a question and answer and cut. And I cut all that up. And then I run those as individual clips. And then I take those individual clips. I find one that I want to do a short on, because that individual clip is probably going to be 5 to 10 minutes long. And I've got to get that down to, I try to get it down to about 2 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
So on a 2-hour video, I've rewatched the entire video, edited it. I've rewatched the entire video again, cut it up. And then I've watched that cut piece and cut that up. So I've watched my interviews a lot of times.
Okay. All right. I want to stick this, Fina, definitely add this to your list, because I feel like I could ramble about this. All right. So how long does that take you? Hours? Like I would assume if you're doing it at least twice, that's at least 2 hours if you're doing just an hour.
This is why I like live streams. I don't have to do that first run through because it's already out there.
So what my first the first interview I did was with the fantastic Gregory Amato. Love this guy. So much fun. And I tried to chop it up into shorts, and it took so long. I didn't post any, because I was like, this takes way too long, and I don't want that to be the expectation. I'm going to be doing shorts for these. But I also don't want to pay for an AI. If I can find an AI that'll chop it up and do the
caption.
Thank you. Monday, the caption for me, that would be amazing. But I'm not paying for it, because I'm already spending too much money on this that I'm not.
I tried Sizzle. They're very good for gaming. They're not necessarily good for interviews.
So I'll wrote it down and we can go deeper into it. I've been using Opus AI.
I've heard good things about
Opus Clip, Opus AI. They have a free version. I think standard is 60 minutes a month, but they sometimes have a special where you get 90 minutes a month. Yes, you do have a watermark, but so what I do for, not for my channel, because now I have the paid version. I got like a Black Friday deal where it was a third of what you usually pay for that.
Nice.
Because I'm also cheap with that kind of stuff. But what I've been doing with like, especially when it is like webinars or long form stuff, I let the free version run through it and give me a bunch of clips. And then those that are fairly easy, where it's not like 100 million cuts, but where it's like one long cut and maybe another one. And then I just edit it myself, because then the Opus Clip shows me what a good short would be. And then I don't have to listen to an hour or 2 hour video and figure out like, well, what am I doing? So that might be an option. That saved me a lot of time already. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks. I'm gonna look in the Opus clips.
I can show you the stuff too. Like, I'm happy to share my Opus account and show you how it works next time I'm doing one of those videos, so you can see what it does and, you know.
Cool. Yeah, because there's been some gems on these lives, and I'm like, man, this is good.
Yeah.
But there's nothing I can do with it because, again, So this could be another thing, another topic of how long it takes everyone to do anything, and how do we go through and be more efficient at our editing process. Because I've gotten to the point now where if I edit something, it's like 2 minor things. If I'm on my groove of doing a review or doing the weekly recap, I don't edit that much as I used to.
Right.
Like it might take me an extra 15 minutes to edit a video. So it's like I can record, edit everything within an hour. And that includes making the thumbnail. I do all 3 within an hour.
I'm definitely doing something wrong there. No, I've gotten better over the years. Like when I say, when I said earlier 4 or 5 hours, that's really extreme. And that's a really funky video then typically. Yeah.
I also don't do a bunch of animation stuff. Like I don't do a bunch of the zoom in, zoom out.
Yeah, I do
stuff. I don't do a lot of that. I do the fanciest animation I do is when a book pops up right here. Because it goes whoop, and then it goes away.
No, Josh. You also have like little banners at the bottom, sometimes with text. Well, they're not banners, but you have text pop up in your weekly
bottom
wrap-ups.
corner. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Where it goes like plot, and then I yap about the plot, and it goes theme. Yeah.
Yeah. See,
so
animation.
So
right
that's 2 things.
there.
I do 2 things then. Yeah, you're right.
I wanted to get back to the interview thing. Sorry, but I saw Amanda's come on like I would feel bad. Don't. That's usually the amount of people I have in my interviews, literally 5 people or so. It's fine. Just talk to the author, ask your questions, talk with them. They don't mind at all. I don't even know if they realize, to be very honest.
Well, you can block it too. You can make it so they can't see who's in the chat or how many people are on. You can go through and edit that, but I would 100% not feel bad at all.
No,
because it's just about for them getting their name out there and having.
Sorry, getting your name out there. Yes, finish your thought, please. I scroll. Cool. I'm sorry, Josh.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Amanda, you may be getting questions later.
Yeah.
Well, it was more like, oh, now we know who we can send our videos to. Ha ha. Sorry, I spoiled my own joke. Never mind. Sorry, Josh. I
don't even know what I was saying, so I'll stick that on to.
They are not feeling bad. They're wanting to get their name out.
Oh yeah, don't feel bad at all. Don't feel bad. Just.
Yep. Yep.
Honestly, the interviews I do, I tell the authors sometimes too, I'm like, I'm being very selfish in this conversation because I'm asking questions that I'm curious about that other people seem to enjoy. So they go through and watch it. But to me, I have questions. I read your book. I loved it. And I have certain things I feel like I need to know. So authors are usually very cool, regardless of how many people go through and watch it. Because if you look at my beginning interviews, like it was like that. I barely had anyone on there. Like I was happy to have one person on there to say hey for a minute and jump off. So it keeps growing. It's fun.
Yeah.
William Kent Kruger didn't even know it was a live stream when we did our interview. It's like, if I known it was live, I would have posted it somewhere.
Yeah. I also sometimes ask up front Yeah, I also sometimes ask up front, especially when I know it's an author that is newer to this whole interview stuff. Do you want to have it recorded or do you want it to be live? And then, like, I have a handful of recorded conversations, so then you don't need to worry at all about that kind of stuff anyway.
I'll keep that in mind. I can flip you a few if they don't want to do it live, because I only do lives. I don't want to edit it. That's what it comes
I still
down
don't
to.
edit it.
Oh, you
I
still don't
say, like, because, you know, when they're like a little bit unsure, I say, like, hey, if you say something, I never had to, let's put it that way. If you say something that you're uncomfortable with, just let me know afterwards once we're done, and then I cut that part out. But I never had that so far. So it's just still the regular interview, maybe the beginning a little bit and the end, but other than that, yeah.
No, if I have a recorded interview, I usually end up editing some stuff, just pauses, I mean, I'll leave some in there just because I feel like it sounds more natural. But if they're a number, and we've all got something, like I catch myself saying, like I said, a lot. Like I said.
You know?
So, you know, you cut that out so you don't hear 48 of them.
Yeah. For interviews, I don't bother too much. For regular videos, oh my God, the amount of ums. I could make probably an hour video just of my ums. You know,
I
do edit out my brain farts sometimes where I'm like talking and I'm like, where was I going with that?
I'm thinking about making I'm thinking about keeping those in 2026 and just doing a whole just blooper video at the end of the year of me just going off and going like, yeah. And sitting there, like, there's times that I've had to edit. I'm like, I've deleted videos that I've spent 20 minutes recording going, I can't even try to edit this. So I just delete them. Like, I'll try again in a few hours.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back to your chat. Somebody was talking about somebody having Joe Hill on their channel.
On their Zoom chat, yeah.
That was Books Are Sick. Books Are Sick. He has like
I can never find Joe Hill's email address. I can never get hold of that.
Books Are Sick, figure out who Books Are Sick is, and then
Books Are Sick is huge. He's huge. He's
that helps.
Yeah, he's he hasn't been doing it for too long, but he has that very chill vibe. Like, just feels like, hey man, like he like, it seems like it's so natural for him. There's a few people that's just like, I've seen them blow up, and I'm like, man, this is too easy for you.
Well, that's like
by the way.
Well, Smitty was huge on Instagram and TikTok before he came over to YouTube.
Yeah. Well, that's how the Books Are Sick was the same thing.
Yay.
Do it. Send the email and then let us know. Let us know. We'll jump on.
Just read it again before you hit send. I've done that before.
Oh, and another inside baseball about interviews. Make sure your volume's on. I got a few horror stories I had a few authors. This was fun. This was a funny one. So I had an author, and I can't remember who it was, but I was too nervous to have them on. And my volume. So when I plug up my mic, I need to go to my settings and switch where the volume output comes. Well, I didn't do that for that one because I was so nervous. So they were on, and they were like, I was like, I can't hear what you're saying. I was like, maybe it's you. It's like, I'm good. Like, unplug your stuff. So they spent 10 minutes unplugging and plugging things back up. And then I went to my settings and looked at it was me the whole time. And then I clicked the right button. And then I had to own up to my mistake and was go, hey, I know we're getting ready to start live, but that was on me. My bad.
Well, I think I told you my horror story, Josh, about first interview I ever did was Brian Freeman. You can't find the first one anywhere online because it doesn't exist. Because the night before the interview, I had kind of like Fina has, where she's got the plug-in headphones. And I got up to do something, and I'd taken them off, but my foot caught it and snapped the USB port. So I ran out, got some new ones, hooked it all up. It's our first interview. So I've got this was on Twitch. I had nobody there. I'd been a gamer. Nobody was there to watch the author interview. So nobody told me. I get it all set up. Brian and I talked for like an hour. He can hear me. I can hear him. Got done, realized none of it went to Twitch at all. It was a silent film for an hour. Because, I had the audio going through Zoom and not going out to OBS.
Oh, my goodness. That's so funny.
It's a great talk too.
That's my best one.
Probably was because we've known each other. It was like so smooth. And Brian Freeman's one of those guys, and anybody who's done interviews knows this. If you are talking to somebody who talks in such a way that you know that they're coming to the end of the point, instead of people to just cut off, and then you've got that awkward moment where you're like, oh, they're done talking. Brian is one of the best people I've ever interviewed. There's just something in his voice that you know this is the end of my paragraph. And like I said, great, but nobody was watching me. My wife, I guess, hopped on for a minute just because she knows Brian too, and she's like, she'd never been on YouTube, I think, or on Twitch at the time. She's like, oh, I must be doing something wrong. So yeah, nobody told me. It's like, yeah, it's a completely silent movie.
Oh
That's
man,
so funny. That's so funny.
Okay, I just want to acknowledge, because otherwise Derry's going. I don't want Derry to go get mad at me. I will. It's on my list. I promise. Oh my goodness, it's such a commitment. As I mentioned before, the moment I pick up book 1, I will let you know, Derry. I promise you. I kind of hope it's going to be 2026, but we'll see.
I will give Robin Hobb credit too. She was the only one at Worldcon because I was taking selfies with a bunch of people. And she's like, no. And she had her daughter take the phone so that they could take a full-on shot instead of a selfie.
That's nice.
It's like the only picture I've got where I'm not holding the camera is with Robin Hobb.
Yeah, nice. Sorry, I'm going back because I'm behind on comments again. Yes, so that is one that's in the Discord. So we already have a bunch of channels on like equipment and resources and thumbnails and whatnot. And if you need anything else, there's also a feedback channel. So just let us know if you've missed anything, or if you have, again, ideas for, other channels, other things, absolutely let us know. But that's definitely what the Discord is for, to talk about those things. Wait, there was something with compulsively edit out ums. Oh my god, yes, I'm with you on that one. I cannot watch his videos. It drives me crazy. Yeah, I leave some in, to your point, where you said it earlier, right? With to make it sound natural. But I edit most of it out because I say a lot, and it drives me crazy listening to myself. So
it's much easier with somebody who ums as a giant pause. And I went to every once in a while you'll get somebody where it's like is just part of their cursive.
Yeah.
And I went to the store like, where is the beginning and the end of that in this WAV file for me to cut that out? And sometimes it's
it sounds so awkward.
I'm leaving that one.
Too.
I can't find it.
Yeah.
I think learning how I go through and communicate has helped out a lot this past year, because I used to go all the time as my filler, but now I've caught myself when I'm recording, at least I just get quiet and I just like stare into the void, and that's a lot easier to go through and cut down than having to worry about the ums, because it's like I go through and I use StreamYard to go through, and it comes up and it's like it does this and then it goes and then it goes back up, and I'm like, I'll just cut this part out in the middle. And the good part is I don't move, so it looks like the full you can't tell, which is perfect. So that's my only trick of the trade. If you want to say just freeze, like it's freeze tag, like you're playing red light, green light, just don't move.
Yeah.
And then you can edit it out.
Yeah.
I just find that whenever I get rid of a filler word, I have a new filler word in his place. I say gotcha a lot,
Yeah,
gotcha.
we all have those. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I have that I start saying something and then I'm like, what am I saying right now? And then I'm talking out loud like, what the hell am I saying right now? Okay, let's do this again. And usually it takes like 5, 6, 7 times till I'm there. And then what I do is I clap into my microphone loud, because then you see like spikes in my wave thing. I use iMovie for editing. You see the spikes then. I was like, okay, so this is then the end of my rambling. So I cut till here and then I have the good one. Oh man. See, Amanda is the blooper master already. Listen, Amanda, you're going to get so many editing questions.
I'm 100% want to do it. I tend to just get very annoyed and I just delete the whole thing before I even get it to the editing tool. Like I just go through and I'm middle of me. I'm like, nah, I'm just starting over. I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
And to get back to something Kai said there, don't worry, Kai. We're going to make sure everybody on, the Book Street Boys and Talking Story, they're all going to be there whenever you do your interview. So there'll be like 500 people in the chat.
Don't make her nervous.
When's that interview supposed to be?
I don't know. Has she
Also-
finished the book yet?
It's in editing, I think.
It's in editing,
I believe,
yeah,
or it's
so.
close to be done with editing. So, Derry, what I mean with commitment is, if I want to read the whole series. Then, like, I'm not just reading a trilogy and then nothing for years. Like, I want to read the whole thing. So it's more than 3 books. And yes, she is. I agree. I am so excited to read Robin Hobb eventually. All right, what's up next for you, Josh Edward? Just to talk a little bit about what your next channel videos are. Your next videos on your channels are. What's coming up for you guys? What are you excited about?
I have a live with Josh from the Reformed Reader this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be discussing Ordinary Grace. Both of us are putting out, I put out a review today. He's putting one out Wednesday. So we're going to have our initial thoughts out to the ethers. So this is going to be actually us diving deeper into the story. So it's not just us gushing about it. So I'm actually prepared for this one. Unlike another one, I'm not going to say who I was with, but I tended just to start rambling about nonsense for a little bit because we weren't prepared. But this one I'm actually prepared for. Like I wrote down a few, like 5 questions and topics. I'm like, I want to talk about this stuff. So we'll see how that goes during that conversation. So I'm excited for that. Then I'm interviewing Matt Falcon, author of Tethered to Darkness, on Sunday. And then my next Monday video is Best Novellas of 2025. Super excited to go through and yap about that one. So working on that one still.
Let me pull up my thing here. I got
While he's pulling up his thing. Well, yeah, that exactly, Derry, exactly. Amanda sent the email. Amanda sent the email.
dun, dun, dun.
All right, now you need to keep us updated, Amanda.
And let me say,
I don't know
Amanda,
why I say the name so weird.
don't
Amanda.
freak out if they don't respond right away. Because I found when I had Neil Schusterman on, the person sent me an email. They're like, I am so sorry. I just found this in spam. I've been in spam for like 18 months, but hey, which is surprisingly easily it deletes faster than that. So January is big. I've got Philip Chase. Everybody knows who that is. I've got debut author Shen Tao. I think The Poet Empress is her book. I've got AC Wise, horror author, with her new one. And then I haven't actually told anybody who it is yet. I have a surprise author between December and January 1st. We haven't picked the date yet. It's not going to be a live stream. It is going to be recorded. Should I say who it is? Is anybody curious?
Yeah, I'm very curious.
Yeah, but I mean, you need to, that's your decision.
Scott Lynch is going to be on.
Oh, I don't like you.
I figure some people would guess after the last Town Square on Talking Story.
He's one of my favorites. He's on my Mount Rushmore. That guy, that's awesome, man. That's so cool.
Yes, Gary, I would not make that up. Unlike the Town Square announcement. If anybody didn't watch the last Town Square on Talking Story, we had a little fun with that.
Just make sure no one is asking dumb questions like who's going to finish your book.
It's not going to be a live stream. That's why we've decided not to do the live stream for that.
Seriously, I feel like that is that video annoyed me. Annoyed me.
The George R. R. Martin thing at Worldcon, that was horrible.
Yeah.
And then someone did it out of fun at what's Brandon Sanderson's Dragonsteel to Brandon Sanderson. What happens with Cosmere if Brandon Sanderson dies? I was like, come on, people. That's not even, as a joke, it's not even funny.
Well, especially since Brandon was, quote unquote, not he didn't do it, but he was part of the first one because it was basically somebody asking Brandon if he would do it. And Sanderson's just like, I'm not doing it. He was not going to take that bait.
Yeah.
He's right there. He's literally sitting there like, why are you disrespecting George? I don't know. I find it so disrespectful. I get you're a fan and you're like, I want the I so bad want the ending of this. I'm like, but it's just rude. I don't know. I can't get on a soapbox.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get onto it.
No, let's not. That's but
and
yeah.
And answer your question, Kayi, yes, I will do a premiere for the Scott Lynch one.
Nice.
That way people can talk in chat. They just won't be able to talk to Scott because I doubt he's going to be there for that.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man. I'm so jelly right now. So super jealous.
That's another one that's been a while in the making.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's a matter of just getting started to the point earlier. You just need to get started, and then eventually, things will just work out. What? Hang on. What? Serious is there you go. Yeah, you just don't ask an author. Let them be like whenever they're ready, they're ready.
All right, Fina, what's coming down on your side of the house?
Yeah, this is your channel.
Yeah, I mean, it's year end, so I'm definitely prepping. That's going to be a lot of videos since, one video a week. I usually have like 4 or 5 videos that I'm doing to round out the year and start the new year. So there's a lot of stuff coming up. I'm very excited for my year end stats video, which is probably going to be the 1st or the 2nd in January, where I go through my Excel spreadsheet and talk through how many books did I read, how many female versus male authors, how many trade versus indie published, how many audiobook versus ebook. I love stats, and I am already excited to go through that because this year has changed quite a bit. My reading has changed quite a bit this year from last year. And then tomorrow's video is from my idea list, funnily enough. Like, that is a video where I was like, okay, what could I do next? And this was one that I wrote down forever ago. And it's 10 indie fantasy book recommendation, and they get increasingly darker. So it's from like cozy to grimdark, and then 10 books that I read and liked, recommending them through, because I love those types of videos, like just random indie recommendation videos. I'm excited for that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Eventually, Amanda, eventually. You'll get there, if that's what you want to do, of course. See, we'll work up to it. Exactly. Perfect.
Yeah, I can't wait to see your stats video. I like stats also, but I haven't found a way to make it entertaining on the channel, so I just don't talk about it. But I would love to watch yours and compare your stuff to my ridiculous stats I have on here, which I find it interesting that I primarily read ebooks, but those are my least rated stories. Like, on average, I rate it about a 3, while hard copies I usually on average rate them a 4.
See, and that's the kind of stuff. Like, I don't listen again, right? We're talking about, we're doing this for fun and a little bit for ourselves. That's what the stat video is for me. Like, I know there is a small group of people who like stats, who are that nerdy and are interested in that. And it's really more to see how my reading has evolved. And this year, it's definitely going to be that I've read a lot more digitally than on physical, because I got last year, or at the beginning of the year, I got my Scribe, and I've been reading pretty much exclusively, not exclusively, but a lot more on digital, because I love taking notes and annotating on the Scribe and all that fun stuff. Yes, there are a few. And I love watching each and every one of those stats videos. And it's really just, it's a fun thing. I think it's a, it's a break of your usual, I'm reviewing a book type content. It's more like, who are you as a reader, and, book related type content. And I like those every now and then. Similar to the book journal. I didn't forget, Derry, I will watch this video. But like, I love watching book journal videos. I love that. So yes, everything, stats, please. And I love making these charts. Like, that's where I completely go nutso with animations and whatnot. I love making these charts in Canva and have them move around and, scroll up as they come up and do fun things. Like, takes me forever to do these, but
wait, Canva does stuff more than making thumbnails? That's literally all I use it for.
Yeah. My spreadsheet grows every year too, because every year I get a new idea of what else could I track on it. Mine is probably not as sophisticated as yours, Darius. I think you showed that at one point. And,
yeah, I thought I was fancy until I saw what Dairy does, and then I gave up. I said I'll just stick with my minimalist spreadsheet that I keep.
It's fun though. I like that side of things, that you can make it kind of geeky like this, a bit more analytical on the creative side of things. Yeah. Yeah. And then the other one that I did for the first time last year that I definitely want to do again is a tier list. I never do tier lists, but last year I did a tier list for my favorite books that were released in 2024 that I also read, and I want to do the same for 2025, excuse me. So, and I never do tier lists because it's also a lot of prep work with downloading all the book covers and all that shenanigans, and then aligning the two videos because you have your screen and your camera and blah, so much work. But once a year.
My idea with tier lists, my problem with tier lists is getting there and trying to figure out, is like, is this book a 4.6 or a 4.5? Or, you know, I barely like giving the ratings in the first place, and then starting to figure out what caused this book to be an S tier and not A tier or B tier or C tier.
That's why you make them up.
You're
That's why you
overthinking it.
Yes, exactly.
Overthinking it. I don't
exactly.
I just what's my gut feeling when I'm done with the book, and then that's what I go through and rate it.
Yeah, and then you make up the rankings. Like, you ignore the 5, 4, 3 point whatever. Just make up whatever line, and then you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Amanda's right. I usually use OBS for anything that's not a live stream. So live stream, I use StreamYard, OBS for everything else.
Well, see, that's where I have a Mac where it just records with QuickTime. No funky OBS needed. That's also a solution that at one point I want to learn, but my goodness, everything that I've watched so far, it looks so complicated. So
it can be complicated. It can also be super, super simple. Put my camera here. The rest of the screen is this page.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
No, I've been using OBS. I can't remember who originally said it, and I went through and started using it. It's fantastic. So I use it. It's very minimal list what I use it for, but it's fantastic.
Kind of like DaVinci Resolve. It's as complicated as you want to make it.
Fair. See, but then we have another topic, like an OBS crash course.
Oh, it was Mark. Mark told me about it.
Well,
I couldn't recall who told me about it, but yeah, it was Mark.
Yeah, he was the one. Well, I didn't see what you were doing, but you were trying to make your live stream work, and I was just sitting. I didn't even know that he was actually streaming this thing on YouTube. I was just like, yeah, I'm guinea pig. I'm just sitting in front of my computer, total mess in the background because I was in the middle of reorganizing my office, and then I realized he has this freaking thing on YouTube, live streaming on his channel. What the? I'm just kidding, Mark. I'm not mad at you.
So funny.
And if you don't mind paying money and you don't want to learn anything, you can just get slobs instead. Streamlab OBS.
I'm sorry, what now?
There's a version of OBS called Streamlabs OBS, which everything is pretty much, instead of learning and programming stuff, it's just plug and play. It's like, I want to pick this theme, and boom. Okay, now your entire OBS screen looks like that theme.
That's awesome.
Okay, sure.
But it's not very customizable is a problem.
Yeah. StreamYard has gotten really expensive. I'm not paying for that.
Yeah.
Not happening. Oh, then I looked that up. Okay. Oh, wait, you created a YouTube tutorial or you watched a YouTube tutorial to set it up? Sorry, my English is not.
Looks like she said she did one. Like I think she made it.
She put one together on her side. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, I need to find a group like that because it's so freaking expensive.
To be fair, the way that was worded, it could go either way. She may have also meant she just went through it.
She'll let us know in a second. But yeah, so I mean, so far I didn't need it. I mean, again, like a screen, anytime when I do screen recording, like for my AI video or my Kindle Unlimited video or anytime, QuickTime, perfectly fine. Like that's why I love my Mac in those cases. QuickTime is perfect for that. And because my camera is separate anyway. My camera is not connected to the computer because I have a, DSLR camera thingy-majig. So it's not connected to the computer anyway. So I have to sync it up either way or another. Okay. You watched one. Yeah. Okay. Fair. And Yeah, so that's the only thing. But DaVinci, because iMovie, I'm at my limit now. Like what I want to do, I cannot do anymore with iMovie. iMovie is very simplistic in that sense, and it had served me for years now. But now I'm at a point where it's like, okay, I think I want to learn DaVinci Resolve to get a bit fancier with everything. Just
I mean, to be fair, if I was doing everything on a Mac, I probably would have used different software. But I was on a PC, so what is the best free software I can get?
Yeah, well, exactly. Again, cheapo. I don't want to spend money on this stuff. Not too much, at least. Says the one that just ordered a whole desk setup for her camera for way too much money. I hope.
Did you get the standing desk? Did you get the whole thing?
No, I didn't get the whole thing. I'm still contemplating on the standing desk. It's unfortunately not deep enough. And I do have a standing desk. It's just a crank one, not an automatic one. But I ordered the arm that he had, where he had his camera and the microphone and all that fun stuff on. So I ordered a camera arm and a microphone arm, so I can get rid of this monstrosity that I constantly bang against when I'm talking because I'm, articulate too much. And then I hope I have a permanent setup right here, because usually I crank my camera somehow awkwardly in front of here and it's all very wobbly and whatnot. So we'll see. And then I'm looking, not the light that he was showing in that video, but the same guy in a newer video was showing a new light that is basically a big round LED thing with a diffuser that also has a desk clamp that you can connect to your desk. And I'm like, am I getting this now? Oh my goodness. So it's an IKEA desk, Amanda. The IKEA standing desk has a crank. I mean, it is an IKEA desk, but it comes like this from IKEA. So, it's a hobby and it's a fun hobby, and that's kind of, I could be doing drugs.
You crank it fast enough, does it turn over? No, just kidding.
No. And it's not moving on its own then either. It doesn't have a motor or anything. Sorry, I get geeky about that stuff. I was sitting here yesterday and watched too many videos on fun accessories, however you pronounce it.
Accessories.
Yeah, that one. Alrighty. Anything else that we're forgetting to talk about? We have a long list of, topics for like little live shows. So I'll get on organizing those and we get those together next year. And Amanda, I already have you down for like membership Patreon conversation, which is awesome. Thank you for that. So I have, how do you plan your videos? Which goes along with how long does it take you to edit and how can we be more efficient? I think we can probably couple those together in one. A conversation about memberships, Patreon, YouTube membership, that kind of stuff. How to plan for our author interviews and probably a general author interview conversation. And then I have how to make shorts out of long form and that kind of stuff. So we can have that conversation. Not at the moment. Yes, join the Discord if you haven't already. I think you did, right? I'll put the link up one more time just in case. Hang on, I'm not on a Mac. So this combination. Yes, I am. And I think definitely initially we will have these conversations on Discord just because, it's a bit internal stuff and it doesn't really fit on anyone's channel. Like, I don't know, this might be the exception that it is on YouTube. We'll see. We'll see. But definitely in Discord. And then we can talk a bit freer too, right? We don't have to hide anything. Like we can actually maybe share numbers and that kind of stuff. So yeah, some fun, some topics coming up. There are already some intros, outros. Yep, I'll add that to the list. There are already like 2, 3, hey, author looking for interviewers types things in the Discord as well. If you want to check that out, and if any one of those sound interesting for you guys. And then, if you have any other ideas, anything you think our Discord needs, let us know in the feedback thingy magic, and then we go from there. Anything else? Josh, Edward.
No, I think that sounds about it. I mean, the main thing is the fact that we made the Discord so that you guys can ask questions. Obviously, I think if we feel like there's a particular topic that would be good for something like this again, then we'll probably do it on a rotating basis. I'll just make it easy and say Josh is next. I'll put him under the ball. But seriously, there may be some topics that we like doing stuff like this for. But for the most part, I think the idea is just to get the Discord, because
Mhm.
there are certain questions that you're going to want that are obviously going to be able to be answered in a more timely manner in a Discord than us going, well, you know what? Let's make a video about that. When's everybody free?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So absolutely, absolutely. And then everybody can chime in. Edward is definitely someone that will chime in because he does all the time, which is
I'm here for it.
That's what you're there for, exactly. So you definitely get an answer to your questions. Shoot, I just had another thought. Oh, and if you have other YouTubers, other BookTubers that you think would enjoy joining us, feel free to share the link. You should be able to grab the link out of Discord and share it with your friends, other BookTubers. You know, the more people we have, the more knowledge we get, which is amazing.
You probably already know how to do this, Fina, but while we're thinking about it, when you created that link, did you change it to never expires?
Not the one in the live chat, but the one that I will put in the description down below will have
Okay.
a never expire thingy.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
I ran into that early so many times before I realized it defaulted to like, this lasts for 7 days.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, crap.
Yes. Awesome. Alrighty. Well, thanks everyone in the chat for joining. Thanks for that fun conversation. I'm looking forward to a lot more fun conversation.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be like 30 minutes, an hour.
2 hours later. Yay.
That's
how this works. That's fine. You know, that's how it's supposed to be, I guess. All right. Well then, have a good night. Have a great week. Happy holidays. Happy Christmas time. All that kind of stuff. And then jazz fingers for awkward till it goes away.